Hello there, this is Cookies, and today I've got for you turn 88 of MA Nabah, and this one's going to be a busy one. So if you remember last turn, we were on the verge of Dom killing Agartha, first played by Phaonix, now played by Kirby, who kind of took over the smaller position, and we're trying to finish off this war of conquest. So first up we have some summons. So we picked up a new Shaitan, a Wraith Lord, I think about 36 or so Storm Demons, and some Serpent Fiends. We also cast a few more assassinations. So we threw out a Infernal Disease. This is to assassinate one of the Knight Commanders. For this night event that just sat on our fort here. So let's see how we do. So you're just having trouble punching through the armor? Yeah. Alright, I mean, at some point he should roll well enough. Now the Knight Commander is in the dark, so he has a darkness penalty, so he's got 9 attack against 11 defense, but also trying to punch through Ethereal. So, fairly unlikely for him to hit. Speed it up a little. So we get one punch in, and we've diseased him, but I don't want to wait for disease, so I'd like this guy to be properly dead. He does sneak through a lucky hit, so we're down to 23 HP. He's down to 11. He is starting to pick up a little bit of fatigue from all this fighting. Lands another good hit. One more hit like this, and we're goners. And he kills the disease demon. Alright. So then we come in with this Earth Elemental. Or no, this is hitting one of our scouts, but it's not an important scout, so it's okay. Alright. And let's see, we found a magic site, a grove of evergreens. Let's go ahead and look at that. That's one nature. And then we have a couple more assassinations. So we're trying to assassinate. This might have been the same Knight Commander. I forget what his name was. But we've got our empowered Gula here. She's Death 3. This is so she has scale walls, so she can assassinate the besieging independent forces. She's got this bottle of living water and a skull staff, so she can put out even more skeletons. Alright. And this Ice Fist is not armor piercing. I feel like that'd be a nice buff for the ice elementals, but alright. Unlike the proper water elemental. And then let's see. We're going to go ahead and ping this. This is with a scout. Now, we only assassinated one of the Knight Commanders. Ah, here's the one that survived. He's diseased. So we didn't actually kill both commanders, so this fails. That's okay though, we only risked a scout. And then Kirby rides out. So the Agarthan army here has just about everything except the Pretender, who's immobile. That Pretender is pretty scary, and it's the reason why I didn't storm the fort, was I didn't want to fight all this stuff with that Pretender. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. So he's got this Iron Adept who has a Clockwork Bird, some Earth Boots, some Earth Gems. This is pretty cool. So it helps him survive assassins, or some more bodyguards. A couple of Earth Readers. Golem Crafter with a fire in a jar. Great Hawk. It's a Thug. My longtime nemesis. Many afflictions, but still a pretty solid kit of gear. And let's see. And then the bulk of the Agarthan, or I think some of them. So we got this Olm Sage, an Oracle of the Ancients with some Earth Gems, another Oracle of the Ancients, another one, this one with a lot of Earth Gems, and a Bloodstone and Earth Boots. So he's Earth 6, he'll probably be doing something nasty. And then we have the Queen of Winter with some Glamour and a Moonblade to try and fight off Shaitan and Jinn, since most of them are magic beings, so she would get bonus damage, 10 armor negating damage on hit, which is pretty nice. Not on damage. And then we have this guy down here. It's a living Tomb Oracle, who is undead. But he is the Prophet, Holy 4, pretty cool, with Armor of Meteoritic Iron, so for a bunch more MR. So he's up at 18 MR, 26 protection, bunch of hit points, has a hat, this thing, which I think generates... Yeah, it generates illusory warriors, but also provides just a lot of protection. And some enchanted salt to help out with fighting Jinn by stunning them. Right. So this is the army. He's got this contingent out in front, the Great Olms. He's got some ghouls in the back to bait attack rear. Looks like a skirmish formation on the living statues, another block down here. Shard guard on the top, a few Unseelie troops from summoning the Queen, and some Great Hawks. Over here, we have the Army of Nabah. So, hopefully, we still get good buff painting, which is Gift of the Furies, Army of Giants, Steel Slice Warriors. I think that's the core of it. And what that does is give improved morale, a lot of damage stacking, and Rush of Strength. Because we're trying to get up to around 30-ish damage, so we can punch through protection. We've got a number of thugs in the army. We've got some giants with great clubs. So, big heavy hitters. And we've got some other magic. We've got this guy here. He's going to do Will of the Fates. Just in case Agartha does Earthquake. We can cast this with Innate Caster. And that should at least prevent one Earthquake. Might give us a chance to get off some protection buffs. And yeah, so let's go ahead and enjoy this battle. Yeah, Wailing Winds, Light of the Northern Star. We have our first thug show up. It's the Phoenix Pyre Archdevil. Relief goes up. Now our troops are showing up, and we've got okay buff coverage. Not as much Weapons of Sharpness as I'd like. Here we go, this guy has it, but doesn't have all the strength buffs, so he's only at 25. Yeah, could have done better in the buff coverage. There's a forest giant here. Army of Mist. Big help. So, finally putting to work our significant material advantage over the much smaller nation of Agartha. Definitely took our lumps in this war, and it looks like we're about to win this one. It's a thug back here, just took a big hit. Agarthan troops becoming more and more scattered, losing leadership. Just a couple remainers. There we go. Alright, so let's see what did in some of them. Let's see. So this guy was bit by a hen. This guy got hit by an adite. This guy got swallowed by a giant. This golem crafter got hit by a flame eruption for 13. I don't really care about the Great Hawk. It's a thug, was finally killed. Who got the kill? By a forest giant. Right after resisting a disintegrate. Let's see, these three. Let's see, this one was killed by a hill giant. This Oracle of the Ancient was killed by a Janguard. And this one Shatter. Interesting. Dies to a heat cloud, maybe? Or maybe the logs are bugged. And then finally, this guy got hit with a Great Cleaver by our Archdevil. So he scores a pretty important kill there. Alright. Fair number of Holy Avengers going off. And we take that one. So we wipe the Agarthan army. 3 survivors, probably birds. Wait. Yeah, oh, 3 sentinels. Oh, they disintegrated. Okay. We do find a little bit of loot. We get an evening star, trains. Oh my goodness. Chains of Reconstruction and Enchanted Salt. Oh, and in terms of our losses, we lose a Knight Commander, 10 Adite Elites, 1 Light Infantry, most of our Blackhawks, 3 Forest Giants, a fair number of our Imps, 3 Janguard, and a few Thralls. And it looks like we had some retreats, too. And everyone should have retreated successfully. Except we still lost 12 units, somehow. Even though all the territory around them was friendly. Alright. And then we see man attacking Forbidden Forest. Or pinging it. Not much inside. There is a Carrion Lord. A couple of them. Alright. Somehow loses 2 wolves. Probably to friendly archers. We have an assassination. So this might be the end of this Garnet. Unfortunately, she does have some gear on her. We have 5 fire gems, we get 20 province income, and Cataclysm starts. So this war ended just in time. And we have the arena. So this is the lead up to Cataclysm. You get several turns where units get horror marked. There's a lot more magic in the world, and unrest is increased. And then I believe for us it's turn 91, which is full-fledged Cataclysm, and it becomes very dangerous to cast ritual spells. And from personal experience, you tend to lose about 10 mages a turn or 10 commanders a turn to various horror marking effects. So it's just it's kind of a bloodbath on the commander listings. All right. So let's go ahead and check out the arena combat. We did send someone because we want to get those fire gems. So we've said sent Please No Tartarians, the Shaitan, Sky GSS, Black Steel Plate, and a Lifelong Protection. He's going up against a Castellan that was probably sent in to remove his upkeep cost from the roster. So I think we should be good here. Alright. And then another fight, this time against a Mound King. Probably sent just in case there was the opportunity to win. We should clean this up as well. If anything, he'll have expended his light lance. And he doesn't have a lot of HP. Alright. So we go ahead and take that. We get 351 gold, 14 fire gems. Very nice payday. And as a reward, we also got the Champion's Cuirass. So you can see all of our blood hunting. We have a province become a forest. And some people showed up. Alright, so here we go. We see that both Asphodel and Agartha have been vanquished. So, and this is due to Dom kill. In terms of technicality, I probably could have stormed Agartha this turn, but we've been working on removing his candles, so we don't have to fight the rock. We can just storm an empty fort. And then Asphodel has also been Dom pushed by Man, played by Kidson. So good game to both of you. Just wanted to say thank you to Kirby for putting in some really nice turns, serving me some defeats in the assassination game, a defeat on one of my, I guess, Doom stacks, I guess my field army. It was really cool seeing that much effort put into some of the turns. Appreciate it. And then also, well played to Distant Horizon on Asphodel for fighting one of the longest wars I have ever seen against MA Man there. Lots of back and forth in that war. Could have gone any way a few times, although Man did seem to have an advantage. So, yeah, well played to both of you. I appreciate all the, I guess, like fightiness that you've put up, and probably a compliment that we both would rather have killed your Dominion than fight your armies. So, yep, good game to both of you, and you've also managed to dodge the Cataclysm, so you don't have to experience that. All right, so what are we doing this turn? Now that Cat has started, I want to rotate this army over to Miledeep, the throne However, I also was thinking about attacking False God. So stuff that I can have um, sneak over. I think I was starting to sneak it, although we're also concentrating on getting some site searching down here, especially for some of the paths that Agartha might not have had access to. And we're also trying to push out Zan's Dominion here, so we need to get some preaching going and get this defensive situation settled. All right. So I don't think we're rotating mages up and out yet, but we are thinking about it. And we've been piling up a number of mages here. Yeah, and the reason why we were thinking about attacking False God is we were worried about a throne rush. So he has finished consolidating Zakone's territory. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he has 6. No, maybe he just has 5. And you need 7 to win. So he's 2 thrones away, and 1 throne is on his border, and he could try to rush either Lish or Shadowblade. It would probably make sense for him to invade Man and go for these 2, if possible. So we are a little bit concerned about that. We've been piling up mages here to maybe try and attack Pyrene. So we've got a number of Malika here who are covering for the blood hunting, but could also be used in an army. We've got a Merid here. We've migrated over some gnomes. We've got a Sahir. Just a fair number of potentially combat-ready mages. We're getting a golem here. We've got this lady who's a pretty high nature mage, especially for our Malika. We've got an Ifrit that we can thug out. Additionally, we've just got a lot of stuff on the border ready to go. We've got this whole undead army. We've got some draconian production here. And we've also got this whole blood hunting operation. Again, with more mages, more demons like storm demons, more serpent fiends, who are probably one of the worst combat demons, but they're still better than nothing. They're still reasonably high morale, although they're not going to like fighting demon knights. But they're still flyers, and they can get in the way of demon knights in favor of storm demons. So we've got some options. Additionally, we are getting Dom pushed pretty hard by Zan, so we need to get our Dominion under control. So I believe we're in recruitment. Hopefully we're trying to get some more mages, but it looks like we're getting unique mages. Yeah, a couple of Mukareb. So we've got a Crib, a Mukareb, and a Sahir getting going. But pretty soon here I'm gonna probably want to get some more Mukareb out. And maybe Caribs for research. I've been trying to catch up on research. So in terms of blood hunting, I'm doing pretty well. So I would call this the largest blood economy in the game. But in terms of like the integral under the curve, it's not as good as Pyrene's total over the course of the game. And I've spent a lot more on forts and boosters than Pyrene has. Pyrene's probably spent more of theirs on combat power. So we need to try and make up some of that combat power in terms of blood. Anarus has probably spent most of theirs on blood sacking and dom pushing. In terms of research, that's gym income. You can see how far behind we are in gym income, so I need to be a little bit careful. I probably couldn't kill Pyrene, but I could try to take a throne off of him to remove the threat of a throne rush. So that could be a war goal, and then I could try to pivot to Zan. over on Vanarus. And then you can see in Dominion, we're losing Dominion, even though we're gaining territory. In terms of army size, we're increasing, but I'm not sure where we are relative to some of the other powers. I know Vanarus is very, very, very cheap summons, especially for Zamaze with a conjuration discount and probably Dragon Mastery items, whereas Pyrene has spent a lot of their blood on Demon Knights. So I do feel like I'm at a combat power disadvantage. Our income has risen because of the new territory, so I'm hoping to convert that into mages soon. Our fort count is going up steadily, which is good. And I think that's a lot of the graphs. Now, in terms of some of the things I'm seeing strategically, so we have this large Vanarus army here. Now, these armies look more like blood hunting operations. This does not look like a proper throne defense for Dominion 6 Kata. Could potentially work in Dominions 5, but horrors have been significantly buffed in Dominion 6. Most of the stuff is here, which this very well might be his most important province right now. But I think this stuff needs to get moving to protect thrones. You definitely don't want to be losing thrones at this point in the game. So he's only one behind Pyrene. So he's definitely a contender to win. Looks like another small army here guarding this cave entrance. And then the garrisons here are not looking strong enough for Dominion 6. I mean, neither is mine at the moment. Now, I'm rotating over this army, but we'll see if I end up having to divert anything over fears of a throne rush. Because I am concerned about Pyrene throne rushing to try and win the game before Cataclysm. And these garrisons look tough, but beatable. Especially for Pyrene, who probably has a lot of Demon Knights who can potentially rout these Knights of Avalon, and Storm Demons who could probably kill them outright. So we're trying to make sure that we're in position to help Kidson if he needs it. And if we won, maybe we could even seize this throne. We're definitely at the point in the game where you need to start thinking about outlandish plays to try and win. Although we do have a nap with Kidson, so I would, anything not approved by him, I would consider a nap break. So that would be us nap breaking to get from 1 to 2 thrones. Probably not worth the reputation hit. And I think that's a lot of this turn. We can take a look at some more of the recruitment. So we're getting another Shane, another free Forces of Darkness, because we just unlocked Fiends of Darkness, and it'd be nice to get some of those. Infernal Tempest. You can freely spend blood during Cataclysm, so we're not going to be completely lost in terms of growing our power base. Another Infernal Tempest. A little bit of Thug Gear coming out. Some more boosters, because it'll be hard to make boosters during Kata. They cost too much. Pendant of Courage. And see, Infernal Tempest, so some more Storm Demons. Trying to relocate some mages as well. So I'm sending this guy here. And the goal with this golem is I want to empower him in Glamour, and then put up a Void Pattern Labyrinth. And then see if I can continue doing some casting here in King's Tomb Desert. And I think outside of that, I think we're pretty good. Just trying to control Dominion and continue expanding our power base and being ready to try and prevent someone else from winning, because the longer the game goes, I feel like I'm well positioned to like keep growing my power base, especially during kata, but it could it's tough if somebody else wins the game, so I need to be ready to respond to stop others. Although this Dominion pressure is pretty insane. You can see all the people we have preaching. So we have four preachers there. We've got 8 here, and we're still getting Dom pushed. We've got, what's it, 7 here. So tremendous amount of Dominion pressure is coming in. But yeah, I'll go ahead and see you in turn 89. And were there any globals that went up? Gift of Health. Yeah, nothing recent. Alright. So yeah, I'll see you in turn 89. Have a good one.